The arrival on Thalaraith human ship Silver Dawn came out of warp and entered orbit around the alien planet Thalara. The skies below were green, the oceans deep purple, and large floating cities moved slowly across the clouds. It was beautiful. Strange and peaceful. Inside the ship, Commander Lyra stood with her arms crossed, staring at the screen. She was the leader of the diplomatic team sent from Earth. With her were two envoys, Marcus, a calm and logical man, and Darren, who was younger and curious about everything. "This is it," Lyra said. "Our first meeting with the Thalarans. Stay sharp, stay respectful." The ship descended through the planet's atmosphere. As it landed on a shining platform, music began playing from hidden speakers. It sounded soft, like wind through glass. The landing bay doors opened, and a bright purple light bathed the humans. A group of alien women stood waiting. They were tall, much taller than humans. Their skin shimmered like water in sunlight. Their hair moved gently, even without wind, and their eyes glowed softly. All of them wore long silver robes that flowed like mist around their feet. Darren whispered, "They look like dream spirits." "Quiet," Lyra said. "Follow my lead." The humans stepped forward. As they reached the center of the platform, one of the aliens raised her hand. The music stopped. The alien took a deep breath. Then, without warning, all of the alien women lifted their dresses up to their waists, revealing their bodies underneath. Marcus blinked hard. Darren nearly choked on his breath. Lyra stiffened, but kept her face calm. "What just happened?" Darren whispered, frozen in place. I don't know," Marcus said, looking away quickly. Lyra's mind raced. Was this some kind of insult? A trap? A test? The alien women stood still, holding their dresses up with serious expressions on their faces. There was no laughter, no shame, no embarrassment. It was done with meaning. One of the aliens stepped forward. She had long silver hair, and her voice was soft but clear. "This is our greeting," she said in broken English. "We show truth. No lies, no hiding." Lyra's eyes narrowed. "Our translator must be malfunctioning," she said. "That can't be right." Marcus checked the translator device. "It's working fine, Commander." The alien woman smiled gently. "We do not hide our bodies. It is our way. It means we trust you." Darren looked like he wanted to disappear. Do we lift our clothes too?" "No," Lyra said firmly. "We show trust differently." Another alien woman joined the first. She nodded toward Lyra. "You lead. You strong. But you wrapped in many layers. Why?" Lyra looked down at her uniform, tight, armored, black and gray. "Because on our world, showing the body is private. It's not how we greet others." The aliens looked confused. Lyra took a breath. "But we do respect truth and honesty." She removed her gloves, then her outer jacket. Underneath was a simple shirt. She placed her hand on her chest. "This is how we show we are open," she said. "Our hearts are visible, not our bodies." The alien women looked at one another. Then the lead alien bowed her head. "This is good. We accept." The others slowly let their dresses fall back into place. Marcus let out a slow breath. "I thought this mission was going to be boring," Darren whispered. "I still don't know where to look." Lyra gave them both a sharp glance. "Focus. This is their world, their customs, and we need to understand them." The alien leader extended her hand. "I am called Ivara. I welcome you to Thalara." Lyra shook her hand. "I am Commander Lyra. We come in peace to learn to speak and to build trust." Ivara smiled. "Then, come. The Temple of First Light waits." As they followed the alien women down a shining path, strange floating lights danced above their heads. Flowers bloomed where their feet stepped. The air smelled of honey and rain, but behind Lyra's calm face, her thoughts raced. That greeting, it wasn't just for beauty or respect. It had a deeper meaning. Why did they show their bodies to strangers? What were they hiding under all that politeness and peace? And what was this temple of first light? She had a strange feeling. This was more than just a cultural exchange. This was a test. And they had just passed the first one. Asterisk, the meaning behind the ritual, the path to the temple of first light, looked like it floated above the ground. Clear crystal steps shimmered beneath their feet. Tall trees with glowing blue leaves stood on both sides. Strange birds flew in slow circles overhead, humming soft music-like sounds. Commander Lyra walked calmly, but inside she was full of questions. Behind her, Marcus checked his scanner, while Darren kept looking at the alien women with wide, nervous eyes. The alien leader, Ivara, walked ahead of them. Her long robe moved like smoke. She didn't look back. She simply said, "You did not run. That is rare." Lyra raised an eyebrow. "Has anyone run before?" Ivara nodded. "Many. Some screamed. Some drew weapons. One fainted." Darren blushed. "Glad I didn't faint," Marcus spoke up. "Is it really normal for your people to greet strangers by lifting your dresses? Even in war times?" Ivara stopped and turned. Her glowing eyes looked sad now. "We do not fight as you do," she said. "Our bodies carry memory. Our skin holds our truth. To reveal it is to say, I hide nothing from you. This is our most honest greeting." Lyra took a step forward. "But why is that so important to you?" Ivara turned toward the temple, now just ahead. Its shape was round like a shell, built from gold and green stones. "Long ago," she said, "we were ruled by liars. They wore golden armor and silver tongues. They smiled and betrayed us." She looked at Lyra. "So now, when we meet a new people, we ask them first, 'Will you meet us with nothing hidden?'" Lyra understood. The alien greeting wasn't about beauty or showing off. It was about trust. About being vulnerable first, to see if the other would respect it. She nodded slowly. "It makes sense now. But we come from a world where showing the body doesn't always mean truth. It can mean shame, fear, even danger." Ivara smiled softly. "That is why your response was wise. You did not laugh. You did not attack. You chose a new way." As they entered the temple, the light inside changed. The air felt warmer. In the center of the round room was a large table made of clear stone. Around it, more alien women waited, each with different skin colors: blue, silver, red, even golden. All of them watched the humans closely. A tall woman with bright red eyes stood up. "You say you are from Earth?" she asked. "Yes," Lyra said. "A planet far from here. We come in peace." The red-eyed woman nodded. "We have heard of Earth before. In stories. In songs. But the last visitors who claimed to be human brought war." Marcus stepped forward. "That can't be. This is our first mission here." Ivara raised her hand. "Let her speak." The red-eyed woman continued. "They looked like you. But they were not like you. They came with ships that sang poison. They asked for water, then took our rivers. They saw our bodies and called us weak." Lyra's heart beat faster. "Are you saying humans were here before?" Ivara looked at the others. "Not all of them were truly human. But they carried your blood, your voice, your strength." The temple grew quiet. Then Ivara walked to the side wall and touched a glowing crystal. A hologram appeared. It showed an old image, grainy and faded, but clear enough. It was a human. Soldier, or someone who looked like one. Tall, armored, holding a weapon shaped like a spear. Next to him stood a Thalaran woman, her body uncovered, her face full of fear. Darren stepped back. "That can't be us. That's ancient," Ivara nodded. "It is from 400 cycles ago, but memories stay. We do not forget." Lyra swallowed. "That's not who we are." Ivara stared at her. "Then prove it." Another alien woman stepped forward with a glowing bowl. Inside it was a silver liquid that moved on its own. "This is the basin of reflection," she said. "Drink from it, and it will show if your heart is honest. Only those with truth inside may enter the next hole." Darren whispered, "Like a lie detector, but scary." Lyra looked at her team. Then she stepped forward. "I will go first." She picked up the bowl, took a small sip, and waited. The liquid burned cold as ice. Her chest tightened. She saw flashes of her own memories, her training, her losses, her father's goodbye. Then it stopped. The bowl glowed white. The aliens all bowed. "You may pass." One by one, the rest of her team followed. Marcus passed. Darren passed. Ivara smiled. "Then we begin the true welcome." But as they moved toward the inner chamber, Lyra glanced once more at the hologram of the ancient human warrior. If someone from Earth came here long ago, why was it never recorded? And more importantly, what else were the Thalarans not telling them? Hidden agendas and open secrets. The inner chamber of the temple was darker than the rest comb, silent, with tall mirrors lining the curved walls. The air felt heavier, like it carried stories not spoken for centuries. Strange lights flickered above their heads, like tiny floating stars. Commander Lyra walked slowly, her boots silent on the polished stone floor. Behind her, Marcus and Darren kept close, their eyes scanning everything. The Thalaran women moved ahead of them without a sound, robes swaying like mist. Ivara stopped in front of a large sealed door. Its surface looked like black glass, smooth and flawless. She turned and said, "This is the Vault of Origin. Only those who pass the truth test may enter." Lyra studied the door. "What's inside?" Ivara's eyes glowed faintly. "Memory. Mistake. And the reason we don't trust easily." The door slid open with a deep hum. Cold air brushed their faces. Inside was a room filled with floating crystal panels, each one showing a memory, a recording, a piece of history. Some showed peace, some showed war. One by one, they flickered to life. The humans stepped inside. Marcus whispered, "This is like a museum. Except nothing's been cleaned." Dust floated through the air, untouched by time. On the far wall was a single large panel, brighter than the rest. Ivara walked to it, placed her hand on a glowing stone, and the image lit up. A battlefield appeared. Alien bodies lay broken. Fire burned through what looked like a city of glass dot in the middle of it. A human soldier stood face, hidden under a black helmet surrounded by Thalaran warriors, all kneeling. Darren's mouth dropped open. "That's definitely a human, but he looks like a god to them." Lyra's jaw clenched. "That armor, it's Terran, but old, very old. Hundreds of years." Ivara spoke quietly. "He was not sent in peace. He came in fire. He promised safety, then turned on us." Marcus said, "No one on Earth remembers this. There's nothing in our records." Ivara nodded. Then someone erased it. She walked to another crystal. It showed a council room, humans and aliens arguing. In the middle, a Thalaran woman shouted something before being dragged away. Lyra felt her skin crawl. "This doesn't match our history at all. We have no record of ever being here before." Ivara turned to her. "Then someone in your past wanted this world forgotten." A soft voice echoed from behind. Another Thalaran stepped forward, older, with glowing green skin and thin silver tattoos across her face. She was called Alith, the elder said. The woman who stood against the human warlord. She saved us, but we paid a great price. Lyra asked, what happened to her? The elder looked at the glowing crystal. She vanished. Some say the Terran took her. Others say she became one of you. That last sentence made the air grow colder. Darren whispered, is it possible? Someone on Earth is her descendant? Ivara stepped closer. That is what we wonder. That is why we showed ourselves to you the way we did. Lyra narrowed her eyes. Wait, you said the body holds truth. Are you saying your people can recognize bloodlines just by seeing skin? Ivara nodded. Not all Thalerans can, but the High Seers can see genetic memory, ancient signs, patterns only we can read. Marcus stepped forward. And did you see anything in us? The silence grew long, and Ivara whispered, one of you carries her light. All three humans froze. Who? Lyra asked. Ivara looked at her. We do not speak such things openly, not until it is confirmed. Marcus exchanged a glance with Darren. Lyra stayed calm, but her thoughts were spinning fast. If one of us is linked to your past, why wait to say it? What else are you hiding? Ivara turned to leave. We will continue this tomorrow. You may rest in our guest chambers. As the humans were escorted to their rooms, Lyra whispered to Marcus, check every bit of data we've gathered. Something about this mission is off. In her private room, Lyra stared at the sky outside. Stars blinked slowly in the purple night. She sat down and activated her personal log. Day 1. The alien ritual was not about trust alone. They were searching for something or someone. If one of us is connected to this place by blood or history, then we've walked into a storm that started long before we arrived. A soft knock at the door broke her focus. It was Ivara, alone, with a sad expression. I must tell you something, she said. The man in the old recordings, the Terran warrior. He said before he left, one day I will return. And when I do, I won't come in fire. Lyra stood up, heart racing. Ivara whispered, we think that day has come. The Forbidden's room the next morning, Commander Lyra woke early. She had not slept much. Ivara's words from the night before still echoed in her mind. We think that day has come. She dressed quickly and stepped outside her chamber. The air was warm, thick with sweet scents of glowing flowers. Soft music floated through the air from invisible instruments. But Lyra felt no peace-only questions. Marcus and Darren were already waiting in the guest hall. Darren looked pale. I had a dream, he said quietly. I was walking through a golden hallway, and I saw her. The woman from the recordings. She looked just like someone I know from Earth. It felt real. Marcus frowned. These people talk in riddles, prophecies, rituals, forgotten bloodlines. And we're in the middle of it. Lyra nodded. Something's being hidden from us. Something big. She motioned for them to follow. We're not waiting for more clues to come. To us, it's time we look ourselves. The temple was mostly quiet. A few Thalerans walked past, but paid them no attention. The team moved toward the lower chambers, toward the place. Ivara warned them never to enter. They followed the glowing floor symbols until they reached a long hallway with no guards. At the end was a large door, made of dark stone. On its surface were carvings of stars, humans, and Thalerans standing side by side, then suddenly fighting. This must be it, Marcus whispered. The Forbidden's room. A scanner sat beside the door. Lyra stepped forward. Let's see if truth-past guests get access. She placed her hand on the scanner. A moment passed. Then a click. The door slowly slid open. They stepped inside. Room was massive, circular, silent, and dimly lit by blue flames along the walls. In the center stood a massive machine half buried in the floor. covered in vines and crystal dust. Symbols from both Terran military codes and Thalaran script were etched across its surface. A fusion tech unit, Marcus breathed. Half human, half alien. This shouldn't even exist. Darren ran his fingers across a faded panel. What is this place? A lab? A tomb? Lyra walked slowly around the machine. Her eyes stopped on a large, shattered window. Behind it was a control room, and on one of the chairs was a skeleton. Not Thalaran. Human Dot. She moved closer. The skeleton was dressed in an old Terran uniform, something used centuries ago during the outer colonies. War. She knelt and picked up a metal tag from around the bones dotted red. Captain R. Halen, Terran Vanguard. Marcus gasped. That's impossible. The Vanguard program was shut down over 300 years ago. No one ever said anything about them reaching this deep into unknown space. Darren's voice shook. What was he doing here? Lyra stood, staring at the machine. It wasn't just a visit. He was building something, or hiding it. Suddenly, the room lit up. Blue light flooded from the ceiling. The machine in the center began to hum. From hidden speakers, a male voice echoed old, distorted, but human. If you are hearing this, you've entered the Echo Vault. That means they've found you. Or you've found your way back. They. Voice continued. My name is Captain Halen. I led the first human expedition here. But what started as peace ended in destruction. Not because of them, but because of us. The machine projected a hologram showing Earth generals, secret orders, and the plan to claim Thalara's powerful tech. A secret mission. Not diplomacy. Conquest. Lyra's fists clenched. They lied to everyone. Earth wanted to take this planet, not protect it. The message ended with Halen's final words. One of us stayed behind. To protect the truth. Her blood flows in this world now. When the time is right, she'll know who she is. The room went dark again. The silence felt sharp, like a blade. Darren whispered, Do you think Evara is the descendant? Marcus shook his head. Maybe. Or maybe someone else. Lyra stared at the broken machine. No, he didn't say, Thalaran would know. He said, one of us. They turned to leave, but the door was now sealed. A voice rang out above. Evara stood on a balcony, looking down at them with calm, unreadable eyes. You entered without permission, she said. Had to know the truth, Lyra replied. You've been keeping secrets. Evara stepped closer. So have you? Her hand rose. The blue flames turned red. You weren't just sent here to speak. Earth wanted something. Just like before. No, Lyra said firmly. Not us. We came in peace. But now we see what they tried to bury. Evara looked down at her with a strange expression. Then you understand why we test visitors. The room fell silent. Then Evara whispered, One of you carries her spark. The one left behind. The one the stars never forgot. The test of trust, the flames in the Forbidden's room flickered red, casting long shadows on the walls. Commander Lyra stood still, her heart pounding. Above her, Evara stared down, calm but cold. You weren't ready, Evara said. But you chose truth over comfort. That matters. The sealed door behind the human team opened slowly. No guards, no weapons. Just silence. Evara turned and walked away. Come, the real test begins now. Lyra motioned to Marcus and Darren. They followed her, all three tense, silent, and watching every move. They were led through a new passageway 1 that sloped downward, deep beneath the temple. The walls glowed softly with symbols that moved, shifting like waves. Ancient Thalaran language mixed with old Terran military glyphs. Darren whispered, This place wasn't just a base. It was a lab, a fusion zone. Lyra agreed. It was built by both sides, before everything fell apart. At the bottom, a massive door waited. On its surface was a symbol none of them had seen before, a circle split in half, one side glowing blue, the other red. Above it, a single word was carved in both Terran and Thalaran. Trust. Ivara stood beside the door. This is the chamber of memory and soul. Inside, your body will stay, but your mind will enter the past. Marcus blinked. You mean like a memory simulation? No, Ivara said. It is real. You will walk the memories of the one who came before you, if her blood lives within you. Lyra frowned. And if none of us carry it? Then the chamber will reject you. Painfully. Darren took a nervous step back. Do we even have a choice? Ivara tilted her head. You always have a choice. But only the brave can bear the truth. Lyra stepped forward. I'll go first. No, Ivara said. Not this time. The chamber calls to one of you already. And it is not you, Commander. Everyone turned. The symbols on the chamber door glowed brighter, especially. Near Darren, he froze. What? Me? No way. I'm just a junior envoy. Ivara touched the door. It opened with a deep, low sound. Inside was a simple room. In the center, a stone chair shaped like a spiral. Above it, a spinning orb of silver light. The blood remembers, Ivara said softly. The soul reaches back. Sit, and you will see her life. Her name, her pain. Lyra placed a hand on Darren's shoulder. You don't have to do this. He shook his head. If that warrior's blood is really in me, then I need to know who I am. He stepped inside and sat in the chair. The orb of light descended slowly, touching his forehead. His eyes closed. His breathing slowed. Then the room around him vanished. Inside Darren's mind, he stood in a burning city. Alien screams echoed. Buildings of crystal and light crumbled in the distance. Overhead, a Terran warship fired down. He looked at his hands. They were not his. He was now someone else. A woman, tall, strong, dressed in strange armor with glowing lines. A human face, but older, wiser, and tired. All around her. Thalarans ran, some in fear, some in defense. She held a broken weapon and shouted, No more! I won't follow his orders. Another human, a man in black armor, stood across from her. His face was hidden behind a helmet. You gave your word, he said. I gave my soul, she yelled back. And I take it back now. She turned, shielding a group of alien women with her body. He raised his weapon. She charged. The memory flashed. More images followed. Her training, her first steps on Thalara, her falling in love with the Thalaran healer, her betrayal of her captain, her final vow. Let my blood stay here. Let them remember not the human who destroyed, but the one who protected. Back in the chamber, Darren gasped and opened his eyes. He was shaking. Ivara stood beside him, her face calm. You saw her, she said. Her name was Aleth Ren. She saved our people. She gave us hope. And now, her spark lives in you. Marcus was stunned. That means your DNA is proof of everything. Lyra looked at Darren with new eyes. You're not just part of this mission. You are the mission. Ivara nodded. Now the truth is alive again, but others will not welcome it. Suddenly, a red light flashed across the chamber wall. A voice echoed through the hallway, deep, loud, mechanical. Unregistered Terran vessel entering orbit. Heavy weapons. Detected. Identification. TVS Dominion Claw. Marcus turned pale. That's a warship. Earth's not here to talk anymore. Ivara's voice turned cold. Then they come to finish what they started. Lyra stared at the spinning orb of memories still floating above Darren. They thought they buried the truth. But now it's going to bury them. Asterisk, a new alliance begins. The red warning lights flashed across every wall of the ancient temple. The air vibrated with the hum of approaching danger. Outside, the sky had turned dark clouds swirling as the massive Terran warship, TVS Dominion Claw, moved into position above DHA Laura Dot, inside the Chamber of Memory. Commander Lyra, Marcus, Darren, and Ivara stood together. The truth had been unlocked. Darren had seen the life of Aleth Ren, the Terran warrior who turned against her own people to protect Thalara centuries ago. Now, her blood lived in him. And Earth was coming to finish what it had started long ago. Marcus checked his scanner. They're not broadcasting peace. They've already charged weapons. Lyra's voice was firm. Then they didn't come for diplomacy. They came to silence history. Ivara turned to Darren. They don't know who you are yet. That may be the only advantage we have. The temple shook slightly as the ship moved into firing range. A voice boomed from orbit. This is Commander Riven of the Dominion Claw. You are ordered to turn over all Terran personnel and classified relics. Refusal will be met with immediate force, Marcus growled. They're calling us the relics now. Lyra looked at Darren. You still carry our spark. That gives you something no fleet, no general, no weapon has moral authority. Darren blinked. But I'm no leader. Ivara stepped closer and gently touched his chest. Neither was Aleth. Until the day she chose to become one. She turned to Lyra. There may be one way. She led them through a secret path deep below the temple. At the very bottom was a vast cavern. In the center sat a hidden starship covered in crystal, dust, and vines. Its shape was unlike any ship Earth or Thalara had ever used. It was half Terran, half Thalaran, ancient, silent, waiting. This was her ship, Ivara said, built in secret, fueled by both of our peoples. She called it the Unity Flame. It's never been flown since she vanished. Darren stepped toward it. As he touched the surface, the ship pulsed once like a heartbeat. Lights flickered alive. Systems awakened. The cockpit opened. She left this for the one who would carry her legacy, Ivara said. It recognizes your blood. Lyra nodded. Then it's time to show Earth what that legacy truly means. Above Thalara, orbit the Dominion. Claw charged its weapons. Inside, Commander Riven stared coldly at the screen. They had their chance. Fire in 10 seconds. Suddenly, a signal cut through their systems. Every screen on the bridge turned black. Then one image appeared. Darren's face comb, strong and filled with something ancient. His voice echoed, I am Darren Wren, blood of Aleth, first defender of Thalara. Earth erased the truth, but I carry it now. If you fire, know that history will not forget you, but the galaxy will never forgive you. The crew of the Dominion Claw went silent. Riven laughed. Child, you can't stop us. Suddenly, another signal lit up behind him. The Unity Flame had risen from the temple. It glowed with blue and gold light faster, stronger, more advanced than anything Earth had seen in centuries. Its weapons charged, but didn't fire. It simply hovered there. Powerful, ancient, and untouchable. All across the galaxy, listening stations picked up the transmission. Civilizations paused. Empires froze. The name Aleth echoed again, revived. The Dominion Claw's crew looked at their captain. Riven's hands trembled. Stand down, he finally said. Back on Thalaraith warship, left without a shot. The skies cleared. The temple stood tall once more. In the city center, Thalarans gathered around a newly built monument. On it was carved, Truth returned, peace chosen. Lyra stood beside Darren as alien children placed flowers at the monument's base. Marcus chuckled. From junior envoy to galaxy changer. Not bad, Darren smiled shyly. I didn't change the galaxy. Aleph did. I just reminded everyone she was real. Tavara joined them. The galaxy believed Earth only brought destruction. Now they will remember Earth and bring protection too. Lyra turned toward the stars. Let this be a message, she said quietly. Earth is no longer the shadow of its past. We remember. Now, and we choose a better path. As the sun rose over Thalara, the Unity flame stood tall behind them, silent, proud, and ready, waiting for the next moment it would be needed. And somewhere deep in its core, the memory of Aleth Ren burned. Bright once more. Asterisk.